Okay. I kept driving and driving. At some point, a road that I recognize on my map is going to appear, and God was with me, and sure enough, there was Miriam. Well, this is a fun way for this. Is my last life cycle occasion of the day, which is nice because I get to end on a very positive note, and so do we all as we welcome Miriam Grace into Jewish life. And just to let you know a little bit about the service, it's a brief service. It involves blessings, it involves some special prayers, it involves a naming, where we actually give her name, so you can stop, just saying, hey. That's important, that's important. So we'll actually give her a Hebrew name. We'll talk a little bit about what the meaning of the name is in Hebrew, and also who her namesake is, and why that's so important in the Jewish faith, that we name children after people we love and have lost. You all have parts in this, meaning there are parts for everybody to read along. If I just look at you and say Hebrew, it means you read the Hebrew part. I just want to keep you on your feet. I'll take care of the Hebrew. I'll take care of the Hebrew. And the parents actually have a lot of reading English too. Okay? So, and some of you have sheets that have things circled on them, and those are your special parts to read here today. So, one other thing. A naming is very much like, some of you have heard of brisses, which are ceremonies in which a baby is circumcised by a moil, and sometimes in the home, sometimes in the hospital or in the synagogue. But this is very similar to what we're doing today. We just don't have any surgery going on. It's still called a brit, and as you see, it's bat labrit, meaning the word brit means covenant. And what we're really doing here today is experiencing a covenant that the two of you, the baby's parents, Jason and Alexis, are making to bring up Miriam in the Jewish faith. And you are sort of the witnesses to that today, and you're helping them out as they do something that gets more and more difficult each year, and that is to raise a Jewish child in the world. Okay, so we begin on page 1. Brucha haba'a b'shem Adonai. Blessed is she who comes here in God's name. Today we gather to celebrate one of the greatest of human experiences, the miracle of birth. The Torah teaches that God's first blessing to humankind was the potential to create new life. And God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and care for it." It's the first commandment. You guys did it. Very good. One down, right? I believe that's what Adam and Eve did. They gave high-five each other. Today we welcome this beautiful child into our community, into the covenant, the brit, that binds all of us together and links generations of Jews to every other. For as God promised our ancestors together, I will maintain my covenant between me and you and your offspring to come, as an everlasting covenant throughout the ages, to be God to you and to your offspring to come.
As have generations of parents before us, we joyfully bring our daughter into the covenant. God, you have given a teaching to Israel, instructing our ancestors to teach it to their children, that the generations might come to know it.
Now this next prayer, I'm going to ask Alexis I want to ask you to read this prayer, because you have been closest to this child for the past 9 months.
I'd say so.
Yes. And this reading actually is on behalf of the baby, as though she herself were able to speak these words, which she won't be for at least another 2 months. And then she'll start talking. So say it on behalf of her if you would.
My God, I thank you for my life and my soul and my body, for my name, for my ability to love and be loved, for my way of thinking and talking. Help me realize that in my qualities I am unique in the world, and that no one like me has ever lived. Help me to perfect my own ways of loving and caring, that I can honor your name and help bring about the coming of your perfected world. This is an important idea, by the way, that God would not have created this child if there had been anybody else in the world that was exactly like her, because there would be no need for her to exist. And so the very fact that she is who she is indicates her uniqueness, and that she has a special place in this world that only she can satisfy. Zachar leolam brito davar tziva le'elef dor asher karat et Avraham u'shvuato liYitzchak v'yamideha liYaakov l'chok liYisrael brito olam baruch ata Adonai koret ha-brit.
God remembers the covenant forever, the word commanded to 1,000 generations. God made this covenant with Abraham, renewed the bond with Isaac, and established it as a statute with Jacob, an everlasting covenant with Israel. We praise you, O God, who establishes the covenant. Parents, you read again.
Our God and God of all generations, we thank you for the precious gift of new life and for the privilege of parenthood which allows us to share with you in the miracle of creation. Eternal Creator, we ask your continued blessing. Grant our daughter length of days and vigor of body and mind. Endow us with understanding and love, that we may rear her to adulthood imbued with love of Torah and the performance of good deeds. May we be privileged to see her share in a loving relationship worthy of your blessing, and may all of her heart's desires for goodness be fulfilled.
Let us all say Amen. Amen. And now the parents, I'm going to ask the two of you, Alexis and Jason, to say this prayer in Hebrew and in English. I'll help you along with it there. You see it on the left. This is the official covenantal prayer, okay? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahachnisa b'vrita shel Avraham Avinu v'shel Sarah imenu.
Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to bring our daughter into the covenant of Abraham, our father, and Sarah, our mother.
Well done. She seems very willing to be brought into that covenant right now. Yes.
No, she's a heater.
When Israel stood to receive the Torah, the Holy One said, "Present to me good guarantors that you will guard my Torah, and then I shall give it to you."
They said, "Our ancestors are our guarantors."
The Holy One then said, "Your ancestors are not sufficient guarantors. Bring me better guarantors, and I shall give you my Torah."
They said, "Ruler of the universe, our prophets are our guarantors."
God said to them, "The prophets are not sufficient guarantors. Bring me yet better guarantors, and I shall give you my Torah." They said, "Our children will be our guarantors." And the Holy One said, "They certainly are good guarantors. For their sake, I give the Torah to you."
Well, this is important in the sense of what we just read. Is important in the sense that the child brings Torah in the Jewish future into bearing. That you can't rely on the prophets, you can't rely on the sages, you can't rely on history for it. It's about the future, and she's the one who's going to do it, but only with our guidance. Okay, so we'll get to the names in just a moment. Parents, you have yet another reading.
Creator of all, with a joyous heart we come before you to thank you for this new life. In the days and years ahead, we will need strength, wisdom, and heritage to nourish and sustain her, to guide and teach her love and understanding, to protect her as she grows to adulthood. Grant us patience and understanding, God, that we may continue to fulfill our responsibilities as parents.
Jason, you want to light the first candle? No. This tradition does not come from the Torah. There we go. Okay, so that was the first candle. Now, second reading, parents.
We give thanks to the Creator of life for bringing forth the daughter of Israel. We acknowledge our responsibility as parents to guide our daughter in paths of righteousness and love, peace and understanding. May our daughter rest the hopes and aspirations of generations of Jews before her and those to follow. May we always be to our daughter an example of all that we hope for her.
I'd like the second candle.
May we grow together as a family in health and strength, in harmony, wisdom, and love, our home filled with acts of kindness. May we share in the joy of seeing our daughter grow into adulthood. May she be a blessing to her family, her people, and all humanity.
And now we come to the naming of the child, the moment you've been waiting for. Now you can get your driver's license. As our daughters are brought into the covenant, they are recognized as members of our community with a Hebrew name, bestowed at birth, or shortly thereafter. Through this name, they are known and honored throughout their lives, and at this sacred and joyous occasion, we acknowledge the joy of carrying on our traditions and bestowing a new name